morning, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. So great to have you with us for this Tuesday, the 21st day of April, the year 2020. And of course, this is yours truly, Andrew L. Perry. Yes, indeed. As always, coming alive and at you from the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York. As I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports, we got big, and I mean big news as we chat to you what's happening in the world of sports as COVID-19 is continuing. We'll I have a lot of thoughts, mostly around the WWE as well, not so much the XFL as we touch on the commissioner of the FXL is suing Vince McMahon for the cancellation of the XFL, and I'll get my little thoughts on a little Ronda Rousey. But let's kick off the show talking about the big news of what's happening right now, as you don't know already. Rob Gronkowski has been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just inquired. The big Gronk, that's right, Gronkowski is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as the New England Patriots send a seventh round pick, and as the Patriots will get a 4th round pick. So now the talk is now that now the question gonna get big interesting. You think Tom Brady is going to be the only former Patriot that's going to be with the Buccaneers? No. No, it's going to be Ron Gronkowski joining the great Tom Brady. And look. Let me just add this. I see why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as far as I'm concerned, should be very, very, very enthusiastic coming to this year, despite the fact when the season starts. So because you got two future Hall of Famers. Ron Gronkowski is a Hall of Famer, I believe, and Tom Brady is a future Hall of Famer. So, but Gronkowski, 2018, you thought he was done. He was done. He left 10 million. He left 10 million or something like that. But he came. Not only he come back, he joins another team. So now the New England Patriots, for the first time. Well, before I get to the Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to be in the driver's seat. Even though the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on paper look like they already have a good tight end. Now they got a super tight end in Gronk Gronkowski. And Gronk Gronkowski, I'm gonna tell you right now, is not gonna be on the bench, as you all know. They're gonna use him a lot. So this NFL season is gonna be a lot interesting, more than you expected. Now, for the Patriots standpoint, the Patriots are clearly are going in on a new direction. Not rebuilding, but they're going on a new direction. And we're really going to find out what time or who's more greater, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. I still say Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick has been here, has been the coach longer, and you could pretty much say, and plus. He has a greater success as a greater success in the NFL than Tom Brady has, and he's been here longer. But Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But this will prove to me how great Tom Brady really is. Now, Tom Brady don't have to win the Super Bowl with another team. If he end up winning the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you know how much. This will shut Tom Brady. This will solidify his legacy even more if he wins the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, joining Peyton Manning as the only one of the two quarterbacks in NFL history to take both teams. Well, Actually, let me take that back. Two teams to take. Who's the last quarterback to take an NFC team and an AFC team to the Super Bowl? I know the one coach has done that, and that's Andy Reid. So it means things are remain to be seen in Tampa. But overall, this is a big, without question. This is huge. If you're the Buccaneers, and this season is going to be extremely fascinating as we walk into the NFL season, as it's going to get better and stuff like that. So even though the draft is this Thursday, believe. Draft is a couple of days away. So let's see how things pan out, and and this is the time, and a lot of teams, a couple of teams need quarterbacks, some need pass rusher and stuff like that. What are the Giants and Jets at? The Giants, Giants for the first time is going to be without Eli Manning. So let's see how things pan out. The Patriots for the first time, one thing about the Patriots this year, as we talking about it, the Patriots are not going to be a favorite this year going into this NFL season. So for the first time since in quite some time that the AFC East will be wide open between the Bills, the Jets, and New England Patriots. So it should be fascinating. The Giants should be fascinating as well. The Eagles, and everybody saw Jake Elliott hitting practicing his golf swing in his house. As you watched the Philadelphia Eagles Twitter, Philadelphia Eagles Twitter. I saw it on Channel 7 earlier today as he hit the ball to the ceiling. I remember it hit it, and then it hit towards the pool table, which is cool, which is really fascinating. So a lot of things to throw out there and stuff like that. Well, I just, while we jump into wrestling, let's just jump into this thing. Before I get into the Ronda Rousey comments, I was watching earlier today. I was watching a classic matchup. Jimmy 1980, October 17, 1983, the cage match for the Intercontinental Championship between Jimmy Superfly Snuka and the marvelous Martero, if I'm pronouncing his name right. When the famous Jimmy Superfly Snuka jumping out of the cage, and when he was busted wide open, and this was before, and a lot of wrestling. And unless you like in the 50, 55 or 65 or right around there, people, a lot of people around my age or my little brother generation, they don't know who Jimmy Superfly Snuka was. A big star before Hogan. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Superfly was a big superstar before Hogan. He pushed him, but they push Hogan away, and I think the murder incident between Snuka and, may God rest his soul, was smooth, and then his girlfriend Nancy, and then you find out she was dead, and so like this stuff like that, and I see a lot of wrestlers on Animal TV talking about how he talking about how he was we don't know if he did it. We don't know. A lot of questions about did he did it or not and stuff like that. My thing is this. The man is dead. The part of me say, listen, the man is dead. Why are we talking about it if we don't know the answer to that? We don't know if it's true or not. We don't know if he even know if he did it or not. But my thing is, and this is the thing about wrestling. The thing about wrestling, always, anytime something happens, as we already know, whatever it's steroids, child molestation in the WWE, a sex scandal, whatever it might be, they always keep it in the hush hush. Always keep it in the hush hush because they don't want it in the Brucey Brody murder, you name it. You always keep it in the hush hush because it's gonna hurt the business. That's why. Now I say all this to say that Jimmy Snuka Fly Snuka, I don't know why Jimmy Snuka Fly Snuka was pushed. Though Hogan pushed Jimmy Snuka Fly Snuka because after 1983, like Hulk Hogan, after 84, I by my understanding, this is me. This is not nobody else. This is me. By my understanding, Hulk Hogan wasn't the same. Was after Hulk Hogan pushed, not literally pushed, but slowly but surely, the Hulkamania start taking over Jimmy Snuka because Snuka had never got that stardom back after probably 70, 90 to 83. After 83 and from 85 to 84, it was all Hulk Hogan afterwards. You know, and I was just thinking about it. That's why that's what came out at me when I watched it on YouTube. The 1983 Morocco versus Jimmy Snuka was a great match, and you know, and back then those TK matches was really, really brutal. All right. Let me not waste your breath, ladies and gentlemen, about what I watch. But let me just say that the Ronda Rousey, even though it's a days old, Ronda Rousey talking about the reason why she won't come back to the WWE, she had her time. She had a great time writing with the WWE and being with the WWE and being a wrestler and stuff like that. But because of those ungrateful fans that don't appreciate her, that nobody knows that why. Nobody knows what we're going through, and throw the fake fight and we'll put it. To me, look. As far as I'm concerned, either Ronda Rousey is doing that to turn her heel. Cause what she's saying, it sounds like she turned into a bad guy product. But call the fans ungrateful. That sound like a bag. She turned into a bad guy to me, and I think she should walk into that. But the more I think about Ronda Rousey, I realize she's full of shit. I realize how full of shit she is. I know everybody feel that way. To me, she's full of shit. She's full of shit. Ronda Rousey, to me, is the female version of Brock Lesnar. Except, when I watch her, from top to bottom,